Do you find difficulty in cracking the interviews? Don't worry, I am going to help you in this regard. How do you think, if you know the probable questions which are going to be asked during the interview and what can be the appropriate answer to that particular question, if you are well prepared with those questions and answers, how do you find yourself? Don't you think cracking the interview will be very easy? I am going to help you in that process. Hi, this is Lopamudra. I am a career growth coach and a communication expert. In this video, I am going to share with you 8 commonly asked questions during the interview and what can be the best and appropriate answer to that particular question. So be mindful while going through all these questions and answers. Before moving on, I will request you to subscribe my channel by pressing the bell icon if you have not done it yet, so that whenever I am coming up with any more content in future, you will be getting the notification and you are not going to miss it. By the way, I do share a content related to career growth and communication twice a week, once on Tuesday and once on Saturday. So be connected with me to know more about your career, the growth path, the success path, and to improve your communication. Before starting with the questions and answers, let's understand, when we are going for any interview, the interviewer's intention is to hire us, right? He or she is there to hire us. So he or she is not in a mind to troll us or bull us so that we will feel insulted and we will go back home. So have that positive note in your mind that is a stage for you where you have to showcase yourself and make yourself fit into that position so that you can get hired easily. This will give you a positive feeling, a positive note and a confidence level. Now, let's move on to the first most commonly asked question. That is, tell me something about yourself. Normally, when we go for an interview, the interviewer asks these questions very first. That tell me something about yourself, because they want to know about us. Now, coming to the answer to this particular question, don't start narrating from your childhood like this is how I did my schooling, this, that, and in a detailed approach. Summarize your entire work experience, or if you are not having experience, your education. So you can start with the latest one, what you have done in the recent past, and how that education or experience was very useful, and the best works you have done during that period. If you are having work experience, you can share about your work experience and the achievements you have done during those period. And if you are a student, maybe a fresher and entering into the interview for the first time, or as a beginner in the starting phase, you can share your projects or the kind of environment was there during your educational period and the challenges you faced and how you overcome that. So when you are addressing all these things, that is giving a brief idea about you, and this is a professional approach. So prepare yourself in that way. For example, if someone is asking me, tell me something about yourself, I may start with like, I was a vice president of XYZ organization where I was leading the training, the operation and the sales team, and in my last 4 years of career as a vice president, I was successfully doing all that, where our organization got awarded as the best of this parameter, my team got awarded like this, something like that. So prepare your things in this kind of manner. Now coming to the second frequently asked question, why do you want to have this job, or why do you want to work with our organization? So be prepared with that. Have some research about the organization, their management, their work culture, the people who are working there, and what are the growth path, their balance sheet, whatever, maybe the future projects they are working on. So have idea about that. Go through the job description properly and align all your skill sets and knowledge with all that, so that you can answer this question well. So when you have all those knowledge, you can answer in a proper way, like I am having all these things well, these are my strengths and these are the skill sets I have, and this is what I am good at. So in your organization I find these things are useful, so those are aligned to my interest area, my strengths, and maybe my hobby and all that. So I think if I will be working with your organization, as both the things are matching with each other, I will be a productive resource for your organization, and same I will be helpful to your organization, and even I will be finding joy working with the organization. So something like that you can answer to this question. The third commonly asked question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So don't say something randomly like that. I'm very hardworking, I have very high patience level, I do this, I do that, something like that. Be very specific, because when you are answering to this question, you should have something as a combination of showing them how and why. So when you are expressing, like for example, I am a good leader, so back up with how and why from your past experience. When you are saying I'm a good time manager, back up that with your past experience, how you can say that you are a good time manager, and why and how you have done that, how you have proved that in your previous experiences. So always back up with some data of your past experience with that. Similarly, when you are answering about your weaknesses, follow up with how you are trying to improve those aspects. So be ready with your weaknesses and addressing them, that what you are actually doing to improve on all those areas. So when you are answering this way, that looks more professional. The fourth commonly asked question, tell me about the challenges you have faced during your previous job, or maybe if you are a fresher, a student in your last institution, or during your college days, something like that. Don't be complaining. Don't start saying like my boss was not good, or my professor was not good, my friends and colleagues were very problematic, and this issue, that issue. This gives a negative impact. This shows that you are a person with a complaining nature. Rather, showcase as a strength. You actually, through this question, they are trying to understand your problem solving skills. So explain in that way what was the challenge you faced during that period and how you have solved that. So back up with how you have solved that. So that is actually giving a professional approach and showing your problem solving and analyzing skills. The fifth commonly asked question, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line, or 2 years down the line, or 10 years down the line, something like that. It is basically to check how clear you are regarding your goals. So if you are not aware of even, you can probably say, like if you are a beginner for example, maybe you can say after 5 years I want to see myself in the middle level management, where I'm very sure by this 5 years I will be learning this things through the organization, from my colleagues, from the team, and I will be growing myself in that level, so that by 5th year I will be fitting into that position to perform well and add more value to the organization and the people around me. So something how you must have a backup like this and answer very confidently. Sixth, very commonly asked question about probably your marriage or about kids. So don't take it very personally. That should not be visible in your face. Try to be very diplomat while answering this question, and try to get them back to the original topic and answer in a other way. Show more interest in the job role in the organization and try to understand that. So handle this question very tactfully. Seventh question, why should we hire you? This is basically they want to check how much you are matching to the job role. So if you are thorough about the total job description and you have already analyzed your strengths and skills which are matching to that particular job description, you can answer it very well. So the answer can be like, as per the job requirement, this is things you are looking for, and in my hobby or interest or my strengths, these things are already there, so which is a perfect match. So if you are hiring me, I will be value adding to your organization in this way, and I can add more profit to your organization and to the employees around. So that is the reason I am one of the person who can be hired very easily for this particular position. Number 8, the interview may ask you, do you have any question? So be prepared with some questions. If he is not asking you also, you can show interest and say, sir, I have some questions. may I ask you? And then you can ask. So before entering into the interview room, prepare yourself with certain questions to ask. You may ask about the growth path, about the company's vision and mission for future, what are the future projects they are going to do, what are the plannings. So all these things you can ask, which are genuine questions, and which is showing that you are interested for that particular organization and for the job role. So prepare yourself accordingly. With all these 8 probable questions, I am going to share with you some bonus tips. So stay relaxed, have proper sleep before one day, and don't be very anxious. Control your anxiety level. Decide what to wear and how to groom yourself prior hand. So all those things, if you are prepared well, your interview will be going very well, and you will be selected easily. So be relaxed and go for the interview. You are going to crack it. All the best. I am very sure you are finding all these tips useful and you are going to implement them. Let me know your opinion and your thoughts, your key learnings in the comment section, so that it will keep me motivated to come up with more such videos to add you value. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have not subscribed my channel yet, don't forget to subscribe the channel, and if you find it useful, click on the like button and share with the people who actually need it. Thank you so much for watching.